When I wear this, I feel good. I feel like I'm in a lot of pain. I look so guppy. Body is tea though. Look at the arch on my back at this point. I look hot, but that's because it's very slutty. My ice cubes have melted, so this isn't as aesthetically pleasing as it once was. If you click off this video now, I won't blame you. At the beginning of 2024, I was a mess. I didn't really have much work going on. I was working part-time at a jewelry place, which I really loved, but it wasn't taking me where I wanted to go in terms of like me putting my own art out there. And on a random like Tuesday morning when I was at work, I got an email, which looked like a spam email, no offense, which was saying, hey, we run this charity fashion show, we're called Don't Walk, and we'd love you to show in a collection. We've seen your stuff on TikTok. So I decided, fuck it. I'm gonna hit them back up and say, yeah, I'll do it, give me some more information. And we agreed that I was gonna make a 6-look collection for a show that was gonna be happening in March. And I basically decided to get on with it, but it was for charity. For charity! Gottmik was robbed. Yeah, you heard me. Gottmik was robbed, not Roxy. I hadn't studied fashion at uni, but I'd been working in fashion and jewelry for quite a while. So I basically took this as an opportunity to condense what I've been working on for like the last few years into a solid 6-look collection. Each of the 6 looks are different fantasy character archetypes. But it was kind of like me as like sexy club kid fashion versions of these fantasy character archetypes. This project honestly meant so much to me at the time, but I've come so much further since then. So what I'm going to be doing is ranking them from worst to best. So it's going to start a little bit rough around the edges. The best ones, honestly, fantastic looks, but the worst ones have some room for improvement. But I back all of them down. Anyways, please like, comment, subscribe, do all of the kind of YouTube interactive stuff so I can keep on making videos like this. That's my first time saying that. I'm a proper YouTuber now. I'm going to be looking at some of these looks on my computer, so if I'm not looking directly into your eyes, please don't be mad at me. I love you still. This is a little sneak peek of all the looks in the collection. There's 6 looks, and I think they're all really cohesive. And you know what, now that I'm looking at these are all actually fucking great. They just have things they need improving on. So we'll start with what I think is the worst one out of these, which is, dun 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 dun, the night look. You know what, I think this look has a great silhouette. This was the first look I made out of all these, with the big shoulders. It has a really cool eyepiece, and it has a really cool hip harness going on as well. The hip harness I actually really back. I made this at a fashion studio I was working at when I used to live in Berlin, where I interned out for a while, and then also just became a fashion designer there for a while. But it was a late addition to this look. So I think that's the thing, is that this look doesn't feel as cohesive as the rest of them because there are different pieces here that are being thrown together. But body is tea. Like, body is actually tea. Like, Ozempic hadn't even dropped at this point, and this is what I was looking at. Also, I've never pulled a harder face card than this very last slide here. Come on. Fun fact about this eyepiece, this is the button panel of an old CD player, which I cut off and then turned into an eyepiece. No one's doing it like me. And the shoulder piece is great, but it's made of paper. So it looked really good the first time I wore it, and then the more I wore it, yeah, you can see that it's made of paper. But that being said, I look hot, but that's because it's very slutty. So that's the worst. So it can only go up from here, right? Number 5 is the demon. This is my favorite photo out of this whole look. I think this photo is immaculate. The spine, the horns, the fact that the lace runs all the way down from the tip of the horns all the way to the bottom of the trousers, so fucking cunty. The thing is with this look is it photographs really well. It doesn't look very good in person. When you're standing straight on, it just looks like a black vest and black trousers. It's not super interesting. Also, what's funny about this look is I was in my bottom era when this shoot was happening, and look at the arch on my back at this point. No wonder I was single. That being said, iconic. Tiny me on my tiny ass. Who else is doing it like me? No one, thank fuck. And this was also the last look that I did finish. I actually sewed on the spine bit on the way to the fashion show on the train. There was a family sitting next to me and they were really like, what is this guy doing? That being said, the spikes on the back, I really back. And I think there's something fun about lace being used in a really masculine way. So in that way, I completely back it. And I think it had a really strong silhouette, so I can't really complain. Next off, 4th place is the orc. You know what? This look means a lot to me. Like, this was the first look that I made that was a fully fleshed out look, which was a concept. I actually initially made this for my really good friend Phoenix. I did a project in the end of 3rd year where I turned a few people into the fantasy character versions of themselves, and this was the look for them, which was a very like pink, punk, non-binary orc character. And they did an amazing makeup look which goes with it. I'll put that on the screen right now because it just outdoes everything that's going on here. I really love the placement of the horns. I think it's really cool, the kind of horns coming out of the body. The straps kind of makes it into a bit of a harness, and it frames the shoulders really, really nicely. Also, my face in this picture, what is going on? I look so guppy. Body is tea though. Like, body is tea. Like, that shoulder to waist ratio in this first picture is crazy! But yeah, I also don't really like the fit of these trousers. They look good here, but I think that they just aren't statement enough. They're too like normal trouser shape. And if I'm gonna be committing to a thing like an orc, like a fantasy look, like it needs to be a bit more of a committal silhouette. But these were the first trousers I ever made from scratch. Ever. So for that, I'm very proud of myself. Anyway, we now have 3 looks left. So number 3, we have the Trooper. These trousers are my favorite trousers. I wear them all the time. I wear them to the club, I wear them to fancy events with like a smart top. They're just like very, very me, they're very, very statement. I love the shape, I love how they're very, very like handmade, but at the same time have a bit of like an interesting edge to them. I love, love, love this outfit as an outfit, but conceptually it's just not there, I feel. What's really funny is that like this shoe, I don't know what it was in this moment, but I was like, I'm giving Britney, like this is Britney. I'm not well referenced in Britney, to be honest with you, I know shit all about Britney, but in this first picture, I was like, I am Britney right now. But you know what? This back arch makes up for the other terrible back arch of the demon. So the Trooper and the demon, the Trooper wins in both back arch and outfit. But I feel like also out of all the shoots, this one kind of looks the most professional. This is just a strong set of images. And bitch, my face card is eating! Anyway, yeah, the Trooper, army vibes. I would be absolutely terrible in the army. There's no way I would ever go, but there would be 1% more likely if I could wear this outfit. 1%. Okay, we're on to the top 2. Top 2 finale. They're gonna lip sync for the crown, and unfortunately, the runner-up is... Oh, I actually can't decide. It's a really, really, really close call, and I'm gonna really, really explain why number 1 is the best, because I do think number 2 is the best in a lot of ways, but I'll explain why not. Number 2 is the cyborg. This look, conceptually, silhouette, all of that kind of stuff, is for me the best. Like, I think that this is such a gorgeous, gorgeous look. I was so happy with this when I made it. I did some drawings of it. I made it bits in cardboard first. I then turned them into the plastic, which I heat bended, all this kind of stuff. Cunty robotic silhouette, but I don't know if I love all the visible straps. The way that the straps were attached to it, you can't see, but weren't as clean either. And then a lot of the ways that the nails were finished weren't really, really super perfect. And I kind of wish the trousers were a bit more statement. But to be honest with you, the way that the super skinny waist goes into the trousers, I'm so happy with this. And as I'm saying this, a big part of me wants to put it number 1, but I'm gonna back why I put number 1 at number 1. This look is also super sentimental to me. I wore this in a project which is coming out very soon, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It's gonna be very, very exciting. But I wore it in that, and because of that, it just has this extra meaning to me. When I wear this, I feel good. I feel like I'm in a lot of pain because everything is very tight, but bitch, I feel good. Also, this one worn on the runway was so strong. The model was incredible. Look, just watch the video. He's so good, he's so good. Also, he's also Norwegian. And I never meet other Norwegian people. Yeah, I'm Norwegian, so the more you know about me, hey. Anyway, we're now moving on to number 1. Now we have the ragdoll. This look, for me, up until this point, is just like the cleanest. It's got a great concept, it's got great execution, you don't see a lot like it. It's a statement, fun piece, but at the same time, it's also kind of casual. Like, I wear this look around, like I wore this around the park the other day. I got a lot of looks. There's some kids staring at me. I feel like I kind of look a little bit like a coronavirus when I wear it, but I'm also good with that. It's got a spine on the back, it's got big shoulders. The slashes on the front make it look like I've got like chest and abs. It's got little nipples sewn on it. Like, who doesn't want that? It's got a mouth with a big like skull and crossbones like mouth. And it's just really cohesive. Like, this is such a cohesive, really well finished outfit. Like, I feel like what's great about this one is that all of the pieces just come together really, really well. It's not rough around the edges. It's really, really clean, really, really well considered. And it's so comfortable. And most of the looks I'll be making are not comfortable. Bitch, I'd be lounging around wearing this look. Only annoying thing, when this was worn at the show, the model wore the mask over the mouth and not over the nose. Like, you are definitely a super spreader in COVID, babes. He wore it well other than that. He even lifted up a girl on his shoulder and spun around. But put it over your nose, babes. If everyone was doing that, we'd all be dead right now. But I also think, similarly to almost this show, making this validated me in a lot of ways. I made the jump a few months before the show reached out to me, and I think this is one of the reasons that they did reach out to me, because I think that this was a really, really successful piece. This was such an experiment. I was kind of just like throwing things together, and I really, really just gave into the process, and it came out with this, and I think it gave me a lot of validation of like, actually, this is a direction I could keep on going with. Also, I remember when I took this picture, I was like, oh, like my abs aren't very good. I wish I still looked like that. Body is tea! Anyway, overall kind of creative direction and concept of this shoot, it's interesting to look back on because I just feel like it really meant a lot to me at this time. Like, this was where I was at. Like, I was really trying my hardest to push on with being confident in my identity as a really out there designer and artist, which for so long I struggled with if I was being too much and being scared to really, really push the boat out. And this was kind of me being like, no, bitch, this is all the different sides of me and I want everyone really, really to see this. So I feel very proud of this person, even though I kind of don't really feel like I am him anymore. I feel like I've kind of like just become a lot more self-assured of myself, and like I love being crazy and out there, but I also don't feel like I have to prove that to people as much now. But sentimentally, I'm very attached to it. But I'm also like, I've come a long way. And the fashion show that I just did again for them this year, it's a big improvement. You'll be okay, Ruben. 2024. Scared Ruben. That being said, it's not like I'm some successful artist and designer now. Maybe I'm just a bit more delusional. More delusional with age. Also, what I really enjoyed about the kind of execution of this whole shoot was I worked on the shoot and stuff with Tom, and then afterwards Eden, my sister, did all the editing and everything. So she helped me make some of the final pieces just before I sent them off and checked with editing. She's my best friend in the whole world. She's my gay chosen family. She's my gay sister. And I love her, and I appreciate everything she did here. That being said, I do feel like some of these looks kind of just feel like they're like floating in a space of rainbow, and that was kind of what we were going for, but at the same time, it's also quite cool to look back at this and say, like, you know what, I've improved since this point as well. But as I said, I did do another collection for this year, so if you want me to take you through that collection as well, please do sound off in the comments. I have other videos coming out soon. I want to do a making video. I want to do a kind of like more vlog style video. I'm going to do a video yapping with my sister. And yeah, exciting things to come. So if you want to see any of that, join me. And if you don't, fuck off. Anyway, once again, I'm going to do my proper YouTuber thing now, say like, comment and subscribe. Please interact with everything. It really, really would mean a lot to me. Literally, at this point as well on my channel, I will notice every single one of you. So it would mean a lot. So thank you very, very much for that. But anyways, in a bit, Miss Babes.